Bill Wyman, the quiet constant of the Rolling Stones, a deep dive.
In the thunderous roar of the greatest rock and roll band, one man often stood silently, an enigmatic figure whose steady presence belied his immense contribution. He was the anchor, the historian, and the quiet architect of their rhythm. This is the definitive deep dive into the extraordinary life and legacy of Bill Wyman.
Welcome to 10 of the best deep dives. Today, we turn our attention to the unsung hero of the Rolling Stones for 3 decades, Bill Wyman. Known for his understated cool and impeccable bass lines, Bill's journey is far more complex than his quiet stage persona suggested. Join us as we uncover the meticulous mind and quiet resilience of the man who literally kept records of rock history long before it was history.
Early life and the unlikely musician. Born William George Perks in Lewisham, southeast London in 1936, Bill Wyman was an older, more grounded figure than the youthful bohemian bandmates he would eventually join. His early life was far removed from the nascent rock and roll scene. He served in the Royal Air Force, a period that instilled in him a discipline and methodical nature that would define much of his life and career. After his military service, he held down a steady job, got married, and began a family, a stark contrast to the bohemian lifestyles of the other soon-to-be Stones. His entry into music was relatively late and almost by accident. He initially tried playing guitar, but his true calling found him when he became fascinated by the bass. He even modified his own bass guitar, reflecting his hands-on, meticulous approach to everything he did. It was this practicality, coupled with his growing musical skill, that would soon make him indispensable.
The Silent Stone. In 1962, the Rolling Stones, a new blues rock outfit, were in dire need of a bassist. Bill Wyman answered their audition call, and while his reserved demeanor didn't immediately fit with their wild energy, he brought something far more valuable. He owned his own bass amp, a rare commodity for aspiring musicians at the time. More critically, he brought a steady, rock-solid rhythm that instantly clicked with Charlie Watts's jazz-inflected drumming and Keith Richards's guitar riffs. He was the grounded, stoic presence that allowed the more flamboyant members to truly express themselves. For 30 years, Bill's bass lines were the bedrock of the Stones' sound, often deceptively simple, yet utterly essential. Listen to the driving, unmistakable rhythm of Jumpin' Jack Flash, the ominous throb of Sympathy for the Devil, or the hypnotic pulse of Painted Black. Those are Bill's contributions, weaving effortlessly within the band's complex musical tapestry. Beyond his playing, Bill was also the band's meticulous historian. He kept detailed diaries, photographs, and records of virtually everything, from tour dates to set lists to personal observations, becoming an invaluable keeper of the Stones' sprawling legacy. His quiet nature made him a keen observer beyond the bass line. While often overshadowed by the prolific songwriting partnership of Jagger and Richards, Bill Wyman did contribute creatively beyond his bass lines. He penned one of the Stones' most distinctive tracks, In Another Land, from their Satanic Majesty's Request album, even taking lead vocals on the psychedelic gem. He released several solo albums during his tenure with the Stones, showcasing a broader range of musical interests that often ventured into jazz, reggae, and more experimental territories. Albums like Monkey Grip and Stone Alone offered a glimpse into his individual artistic vision. Beyond music, Bill was a passionate photographer, documenting life on the road with an eye for candid moments. He also developed a deep interest in archaeology, publishing books on the subject and even collecting metal detectors.
These pursuits underscored his character as a curious and thoughtful individual, always exploring beyond the confines of rock stardom.
The departure and post-Stones life. After 3 decades of relentless touring, recording, and the unique pressures of being a Rolling Stone, Bill Wyman quietly made the decision to leave the band. While his departure wasn't officially announced until 1993, he effectively stepped away after the Steel Wheels tour in 1990. His reasons were clear: exhaustion from the demanding lifestyle, a desire for more control over his own time, and a wish to explore other musical avenues and personal interests. Unlike some rock splits, Bill's departure was amicable. He simply felt he had done his part and it was time for a new chapter. In his post-Stones career, Bill found renewed creative energy. He formed Bill Wyman's Rhythm Kings, a highly respected blues and R&B band that allowed him to play the music he truly loved, often collaborating with legendary musicians like Eric Clapton, Peter Frampton, and Georgie Fame. This venture allowed him to return to his roots and enjoy music without the monumental pressures of the Stones. He continued to write books, including an acclaimed autobiography, sharing his unique perspective on rock history.
The enduring legacy. Bill Wyman's place in the history of the Rolling Stones is secure and profound. He was not just a bassist, he was the unwavering anchor, the meticulous archivist, and the stoic counterpoint to the band's wild exuberance. His signature bass lines are woven into the very fabric of rock and roll. His quiet strength, professionalism, and consistent commitment defined his role for 30 years. He proved that you don't need to be the loudest or most flamboyant to be utterly essential. Bill Wyman remains a revered figure among musicians and fans alike, a true rock elder statesman who carved his own unique path both within and beyond one of the greatest bands in history.
Bill Wyman, the quiet engine room of the Rolling Stones, played a bass line that resonated for decades and kept the ultimate rock and roll diary. His story reminds us that sometimes the most profound contributions come from the most understated places. What are your favorite Bill Wyman bass lines, or moments where his quiet presence made all the difference? Let us know in the comments below. We're all ears. And if this deep dive into a true rock enigma hit all the right notes, don't just stand there with your lips zipped. Hit that like button. Subscribe to 10 of the Best for more untold stories and ring that notification bell, because just like a solid bass line, consistent content makes the world go round. Thanks for watching, and keep on rocking in your own quiet way.